Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 141 of the Planet Destiny Spookcast. Ooh. Look at this. You don't like this at 60 FPS, do you?
I can't handle it.
Well, you got to be able to handle it because 60 FPS is bar minimum for Destiny 2 on PC, which is what we're going to be talking about today because that's out! It's out. And I'm never going back to console.
Really? Are you for real not?
I don't know, man. It's rough. I went back and played some Destiny 2 on PS4, and I'm just like, why is this so slow? Oh. Yeah,
it's interesting. It's an interesting situation, D2 being live on PC.
It is. It's a whole different beast, and we're going to be diving on into it today. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. We're here to end it and start it right with the Planet Destiny podcast. We have got our roundtable of hosts here. We have got Mr. Fallout Plays.
How you doing?
Nim Plays. Too many plays in this.
Yeah.
Boot one
How's
of
it
you.
going,
Kind of
guys?
stepping
Fight
on
to
my
the death.
shit right now, Nam. God damn it.
Fight to the death right now.
That's yours.
No, you gotta fight for it.
Just kidding.
And he's gonna win because he's at like 65 FPS and you're
Oh shit.
30. Get slapped.
Let's jump,
FPS battle.
Let's jump back into D1 with some 1v1s.
Oh boy.
1v1. Where you can 1v1, right?
That's true.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And of course, I am the Black Link. Mega's on vacation. Bones is off somewhere staring at himself in a mirror. Yeah. He gets lost in that sort of thing. You can't blame him. You see how the guy looks. But we are back, and we're going to be talking a bit about some Destiny 2 stuff, and man, what a week it's been. At least 2 of the 3 of us have been able to play Destiny 2 on PC. I don't know about you, Fallout. I have literally been playing it every single day. And why don't we just start off talking about it? I mean, because it's out. We've engaged in it. What do you think?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Awful. Not
You're
worth
right.
talking about. Uninstall.
Hell.
Bunch of garbage.
Instant regret.
Instant regret. No, it's really crazy. It's like you turn it on, you boot it up, and like wow, it's just beautiful. And I know, look, if you're at home right now, if you're listening to this on YouTube, iTunes, if you're with us live on Twitch, look, I apologize because I know that as a console player, you're probably getting really sick and fucking tired of hearing about the PC fan base talking so much about, oh god, it's so pretty, oh I can never go back, oh it's so beautiful. I really do apologize because I know that must be really horrific, just horrific to hear over and over. But I'm sorry, just bear with us. You have to understand that like jumping into this world from like we've been playing the console version for so long, it really is tremendous. Like I don't want to rub anybody's nose in it, piss you off or anything like that, but it's just, guys, come on, back me up. How beautiful is D2 right now on PC?
It is an absolutely glorious piece of work. Like, I really have to hand it to Bungie and Vicarious Visions who helped with the PC port. We got a little bit of a taste of it with the beta, and, it was good. This is better. It is super smooth. It's running on a really wide variety of builds. This game has been optimized like crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a game produced by Activision launch this smoothly on PC. At least not certainly since like COD 2 and COD 3. But it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, and it plays really well. Turns out that jump from 30 FPS to 60 and above.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like Fallout said, I know. Nim, there you go. You know what, Nim? You can be the angry console player.
I'm the minority
Get
here.
into it. Get into it.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it really, I don't, there's no real way to not just bang that drum constantly. It's a completely different experience. It feels way different and, in my opinion, way better than just, the normal version of Destiny 2. It's more responsive. It feels faster. I've been streaming it all week, and I had a ton of people come in and say, was there a patch or something? Is Destiny, did they, like, restore year 1 Destiny 1 speeds? And I'm like, nah, it's just running at twice the frame rate you're used to. And it looks completely different. And, it does. And it's good. It's really
The frame
good.
rate and the FOV really like make it seem like
yeah.
you're going like super quick.
Yeah, because you can like bump up the field of view to like 105 is I think the max there, and it's like going from seeing this tunnel vision to
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out when I
whoa.
was like originally playing the PC beta. I was like, I think I was talking to Mega about it, and like I had no idea what FOV was. Because again, I'm not. There's no shame in me admitting that for the vast majority of my life, console gamer. I feel comfortable there. I feel at home. It's where I grew up. With the controller in my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I hopped on the PC beta way back when, and I was using Dawnblade, and when you activated your super, like I felt like I could see everything, like literally everything, the entire world. It was like at my feet, and I just felt so much deadlier. And I was like, did they like make it better? Like I can't figure out why. And Mega's like, I think you're talking about the FOV, which is like it like increases your field of view. I was like, tell me more about this FOV. But then yeah, I mean,
What is this?
going back into Destiny 2 PC, that was like one of the first things that I did when I turned the game on, because you want to like kind of customize it to your play style, you know what I mean, to your specifications.
Yeah, and that's one of the big points of PC. Of course, you can customize the way the game looks and plays and whatnot. Me, I'm one of those guys. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm playing it on a 4K monitor. I'm playing the game at 4K with an average of like 95 frames per second, which is insane. Most games at 4K chug like crazy, and this game runs just fine. And it's just like it's such a weird change from Destiny on console, where not only is the movement different, it's more fluid movement. It is faster, more accurate aiming. Of course, if you're using a mouse and keyboard, even if you're using a controller, aiming is really fast and fluid on Destiny 2 on PC. But because of the way the game is optimized on PC, because of the way it's played, weapons work in some cases completely differently to how they do on console, or at least their performance is completely different. Stuff like pulse rifles, actually viable on PC. Stuff like hand cannons, not only viable on PC, but incredible on PC. I think, I'm pretty sure you've been playing it too, Fallout, so you've noticed hand cannons, little bit different on PC.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah, they feel pretty darn good.
Yeah, they're absolutely astounding. Like I can't describe how freaking good they are. Like it just feels smooth, very responsive. You know what I mean? Like you just point where you want them to get hit, and then boom, and they get hit.
Yeah.
Like that's all there is to it.
Yeah, like I don't want to start a thing here, but maybe somebody else out there is doing the testing for it right now, because I certainly haven't been. But it almost feels like Bloom's just not a thing on hand cannons. And I know this is something we kind of brought up before we went live, but I was trying to figure out what exactly is making them feel so different. Of course, there's the better precision, or better ability for precision on PC, but something's just making them feel more consistent, and I think it might be the lack of bloom.
I think that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably should have done my homework on all the differences between console and PC, but like,
Nah, just
I'm
spit
sure there's
stuff out.
someone listening at home like, wow, seriously, Fallout, you don't know this shit? What a fraud.
Yeah.
What a fraud. But yeah,
Crucible scientist. Okay.
yeah, right. I mean, like,
Yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure that's just the way it is. I'll confirm with a couple people that I play and talk to. But yeah, it's just amazing. Like I can't really describe how. I just want that feeling to exist on console. I know it would change
Yeah.
the game tremendously, but like, jeez, it's just so crazy. Like you play with and I was really worried about playing with mouse and keyboard. I really was. I was really, really worried that it would feel too weird. And I'm not quite there yet. You know what I mean? Where I can like just murder people with no effort the way I can on console with a controller. But like, it feels good. Like when you pull off a play, when you just you get in there with your hand cannon shots and you land every single one, you're like, oh hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, I feel so bad. We're like leaving poor Nem out of the discussion. We're just talking about
What did you do in
PC,
Destiny
yeah,
2
right?
this week, Nim?
What did you do, you pleb?
Milestones. You dismantled a lot of things.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
raided this last night with Mr. Mark Square and Brian Munkus. Which, if you guys haven't checked him out, check him out on Twitter. He's a fantastic artist. He's by far like one of my favorite Destiny community artists. And we took him through Leviathan for the first time. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Did he get anything?
I don't know. But
Tokens, right?
tokens, yeah.
Tokens,
I got
yeah.
at least like
Plenty
30
of tokens,
tokens out
baby.
of that. Yeah.
Everywhere.
But
See,
it was
this
a lot,
is just as exciting about. This is just as exciting as
Yeah.
talking about D2 on PC, right? This is just
Yeah,
as
you're right.
exciting. Oh,
All this-
tell
oh man, I got so many tokens.
me
from
about your
Callus.
raid tokens.
Yeah, that's all I got on console land.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's a PC episode, guys. Sorry. I mean, it came out this week, and it's super duper good. I'm gonna try not to go too long about it, but it is it is
sorry.
a really
What are we talking about?
it is a significantly different experience. Like the game feels better. It does, and
Dude, you want to see something cool? I totally cut you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Dick move.
Do it.
Yo, go check out this dude on Twitter right now. He's a big Destiny player. He was big in the tournament competitive scene in D1. Really nice guy. Great to watch play. I've never really played with him. We've had some conversations, but never played together. Hopefully that changes soon. Check him out. His name is Walla. Say Walla, bruh. He's a great dude. Go check him out. And he posted this beast clip on Twitter. I'm trying to find it right now. Here it is. Got it. This is one of the perks of joining us for the live show. Check that out.
You get to watch this stuff.
Yeah, check that out in the Twitch chat right there. Oh my god, he just goes insane. Like, he literally gets a team wipe with the Sunshot, and I'm not sure what sniper that is. I can't really identify. It could be that blue sniper that everyone's crazy about, or there's a green one too. I know there's a green one too that a lot of people are going. And he gets I think he gets either 6 or 7 kills, and you're just watching him twitch with the mouse, and you're like, good lord, dude, like, this is top level Destiny right here. This is what, like, if you were at literally like an esports arena, the way they do for, like, you know, league tournaments or whatever crazy top level, like Overwatch or something like that, those are the kind of plays that you'd be watching. And like, D2 on console, still super entertaining, still super fun, and there's still a tournament base to be had there, because, like, you know, come on, it's still, skill is skill, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, but just clips like that are just like, well, Jesus, what am I watching right now? What am I watching? What game? Good lord.
Yeah, man, I saw that clip that you're talking about, and I'm like you. I've been a console gamer forever. I barely, when the beta for D2 came out, I tried playing it with my rig, and it couldn't even hold 30, but it just felt so weird with the mouse, dude. Like, I don't, like, watching that clip, I'm like, I don't know. I can't see myself getting that good with a mouse.
It definitely takes some investment. I mean, it's definitely weird going from controller to mouse and keyboard. It takes a little bit to jump back to it. But yeah, man, just like the skill floor and the skill ceiling are just, there's some clear differences between what you're able to do with the mouse and keyboard versus what you're able to do with a controller. Not that, you know, playing controller on PC is bad or anything. You can certainly do that. In Destiny 2 on PC, it allows for it. It allows for you to do that. But, like, yeah, that Say Wallabra clip was just...
It's dirty. Really dirty.
It was like watching Destiny 1 back in, like, year one, but with all sorts of crazy performance-enhancing drugs happening all at once.
Flashes of D1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean... Beautiful. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, the controller, playing with a controller on PC. So that's a whole interesting can of worms right there that we can get into a little bit if you want to. I know that there are people like hardcore on each side of the fence. As there often
there's
are.
a lot of people who'll call that heresy.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
And I mean, as always, I'm the guy who kind of says, like, who gives a shit? I can see
you play
you know, on both sides of the fence. I don't really care. But I mean, so here's the deal, those of you listening at home, you know, you see that Say Walla clip and you're like, wow, so why do anything but mouse and keyboard? So it's interesting. If you take your controller, I mean, a lot of people know about this already. If you don't, maybe you're living under a rock a little bit, but that's okay, we still love you. You plug the controller into the PC, and hey, now you can play Destiny 2 PC with a controller. Now, why would anyone do that? Because you get auto aim, you get aim assist. There's aim assist in the game that does not exist when you're using a mouse and keyboard, but it does exist when you plug in a controller. So some people are like, well, that's cheating. Well, not really, because Bungie literally programmed the game to be like, you can do this. So it's right. I mean, some people, I've talked about this before. There's a fine line between cheating and cheese or cheap, which is subjective, by the way. I don't find it
a very gray area.
It's true. But I mean, like, cheating is basically if they say, hey, don't do this. There's a rule that if you do this, you're breaking that rule. That's cheating. There's no rule against using a controller on PC. Maybe if there was a tournament and they listed that as a rule in the tournament, then yeah, if you did that, you'd be cheating. But for right now, It's just like you can do it if you want to. Now, the way I view it is that if you're using mouse and keyboard, the ceiling of what you're able to pull off is way higher. So like, for example, if you watch that, say, Wallabra clip, that's basically the ceiling of what you can accomplish with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
If you use a controller, it's easier there's a higher floor. Do people at home understand what I say that when like higher ceiling versus higher floor? Higher ceiling means like at the tip top level of play, you can do crazy shit like that. And if you use a controller, it's easier to come in at the ground floor and start pulling off like disgusting plays. Now, you might not be able to reach the high ceiling of mouse and keyboard, but you can still pull off some dirty shit with a controller.
Absolutely.
Because it's smooth, it's easy, and you get aim assist. And I was trying this weekend, I was playing with Shake, aka the Fun Police. He's been playing on PC, and he's like me. He's been a console gamer his entire life. And whereas I'm trying to learn mouse and keyboard right off the gate, and like the people watching me at home on Twitch, I'm like, hey fam, listen up. You might get a good play every now and then, but like for right now, we are burning this into my brain right now. That's how I learn. That's how I teach myself. I like to throw myself into the deep end. And Shake was playing with a controller because he wants to practice in his downtime. He doesn't want to like subject his viewers to
put that out there.
He doesn't want to put that out there. I'm putting it out there. He's not putting it out there. But yeah, he was like, dude, Fallout, you got to try this for like 1 or 2 games just to see what I'm talking about. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll try. And I plugged in the controller, and it's like, holy shit! Like I put on an auto rifle. What's that gun's name? The Cuboid. It's a blue AR called the Cuboid, and it fires in a straight line. There is like no, like, you just point where you want the Cuboid to shoot, and then it right in the center, like Deadshot from Suicide Squad or some shit like that. That's right, I went there, breaking out the terrible DC movie reference.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I didn't see it. I just heard things. But yeah, that's kind of how it works with a controller on PC right now, and you can either be for it or against it, but just know that the option currently is there.
It is there, and it'll work basically just like it does on console. You know, it's got aim assist there. I actually did a little bit of testing on the first couple of days with Destiny 2 on PC. Recoil patterns are actually different if you're using a mouse and keyboard versus if you're using a controller. Yep. Recoil is more severe if you've got a controller plugged in. I actually think it's kind of interesting that Bungie thought to program for that contingency so that, you know, you can't just plug in a controller, get aim assist, and have virtually zero recoil.
They're trying to give you some form of like wrist slap, you know what I mean? Like, they can't just let you plug in and be complete God mode.
Gotta still have thumbs.
Yeah, you gotta have some thumbs.
Yeah. Recoil patterns are more severe if you plug a controller in and play with that. I mean, it's still easy to control. This is Destiny we're talking about, right. But yeah, you know, if you want to use whatever, don't apologize. If you want to play with a controller on PC, play. Do it. You won't.
Do it. You
Peer
won't.
pressure.
But it's interesting to see which guns feel incredible versus controller versus mouse and keyboard on PC. There are probably people out there who are having way different experiences than me, and that's totally okay. I'm just going to speak to my own experience, all right? When I was using mouse and keyboard, using a sword in D2 PvP, that was the best. I've never felt more like locked in. Dude, I was hitting every sword swipe ever, because sometimes you're on console and like it'll like the sword will like gimp, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? When
you'll get that crazy hit detection, it just goes like somewhere
it'll go.
else.
I'm like, where were you swinging that, bro? Like the guy is right there. Why are you swinging there? But on PC, man, buttery smooth. Never missed a sword swipe ever. It was like so rare, so rare. But then again, when I was using shotgun mouse and keyboard, there were sometimes it was like a coin flip. 50% of the time, I was like, boom. Put that in the montage, bro. MLG, 360 shotgun. Let's go. And then there were other times where I was like, wow, I'm too hyped up right now. You know what I mean? I'm like spinning around, whipping easy shots. But then when I put my controller in, it was like the opposite. The sword felt like still pretty good, but like every now and then I'd be like, just kind of whip that one. But then with the shotgun controller plugged into the PC, never missed a shot ever. Every shotgun, boom, you done. Boom, you done. Boom, you done.
Spooked.
It's just interesting to see how like different weapons felt. You know, I really do honestly feel like I'm like Jasmine right now. Bungie is Aladdin. They took me on the magic carpet ride. They're showing me a whole new world right now. I'm totally Jasmine. I'm not gonna beat around the bush, baby. I'm not gonna water the experience down. They're showing me a whole new world of everything, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
It's good. It's pretty darn good, and like we were talking a bit about before we went live, because of the changes and whatnot, and the differences between weapons and whatnot, meta. I don't think there's an established meta outside of just Sunshot for Destiny 2 on PC right now. There's so many different things going on. Like I got to 265, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to do this Crucible quest. I've got my Uriels, I've got my Nameless Midnight. That'll have to do. I'm not going to do the Mida till later. Let me go into Crucible, and I was just getting like slapped. I walked in there, I thought, all right, I got my high caliber rounds, my Uriels. Y'all about to see what a tier 1 console pleb is about to put on you. Boom! From across the map with pulse rifles. Boom! From across the map with Sunshot. And I was like, what is this world? What? People are using pulse rifles and winning? What is this game? What's going on here? What? Pulses are good in Destiny 2 on PC, which is super surprising. And good. I like it. I like it. So it's like you're right. It's a whole new world, and it's beautiful. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah, dude. I hopped in usually every Friday while I'm at work. Work is like kind of slowish on Friday for me, so I have the time to kind of dick around, as it were. Boss, if you're listening at home, this is all made up. It's all made up story. But yeah, Kappa. I watch Lumi. Lumi's like my favorite boy to watch play. He's a really nice guy, really cool. So like I'll go in and I'll be like, yo, what's going on, dude? You about to crush some heads on D2 PC? He's like, yo, follow it. You gotta check this out. So he's using the Lincoln Green. The freaking Lincoln Green pulse rifle. And he's like cutting people up, man. He's putting in work. He's got the Lincoln Green primary and the kinetic, and he's of course rocking the Sunshot in the elemental spot. And he's just tearing through people. I was like, it's amazing. I really always kind of wanted secretly the Lincoln Green to be good, and like on console you can make it work, air quotes work, like
double kinetic mods.
You have to put basically 2 kinetic mods to make it usable, which is wonderful. And then it's like, oh yeah, it kind of like, you know, kill somebody. Maybe I'm putting the Uriel's gift back.
Yeah,
but on PC there's no real need for the counterbalance mods, because the recoil is it's beautiful. It doesn't think it's like, oh, going off at 45 degrees or whatever. No, it's just right on. So
that
he was putting in work.
That's what I figured, that like because of the natural stability that you get with mouse and keyboard, those mods are going to become useless right now.
Yeah, on PC.
Yeah,
I mean, which actually kind of brings up an interesting notion, like, how does that affect balancing for the mod system on PC? Because now energy and kinetic counterbalance mods, if you're playing on PC, it's kind of like,
they're probably not going to take them out of the game, because I don't know. Yeah. I feel like that would be weird. It would probably be weird to code it that way. You know what I mean? Where like it's like, we'll take it out of the PC, but we'll leave it in the console. And people are like, what the hell are you doing? But but they're probably gonna the smart players on PC will just be like, yeah, there's no reason to use this ever. Why would I put this on? Yeah. Just leave it over there in the corner. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at least it opens up your build. Put in some grenade recharge mods and whatnot, and the reload speed recharge mod. There's a reason to use those now if you're playing on PC. Have to. Yeah, you can actually say, oh wow, these actually do help, because I think some of them they decrease your like cooldown ability by like 10% cooldown time. It's crazy. It's like, wow, these are actually kind of useful.
Yeah. Oh, those are great.
Now that I don't have to, you know, now that I'm not restricted to energy counterbalance and kinetic counterbalance, I can use other things. Ooh, this is wonderful. This is great.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh. Yeah, that's just another crazy difference between PC and console.
Which leads me to wonder how Bungie's going to look at this data and shape the console.
I too wonder.
You know, in the future in the future sandbox updates and whatnot, because I mean, it's 2 completely different things. You go from you go from like Uriels and Mida to completely the opposite, which is pulses and like hand cannons on the PC beta. So you're just using like 2 completely separate archetypes of weapons. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't wait to see how they're gonna balance that stuff out.
Yeah. Because they've got 2 separate ecosystems now that are going to be different almost no matter what they do.
Pretty much, exactly.
people in the past were always kind of talking about like, oh well, we should have different balancing. We should have like PvE versus PvP. And while I still kind of think that would be cool to have like super separate balances of PvE versus PvP. What did I say first? It doesn't matter. Campaign and multiplayer. If I can break it up that way. Too many P's in the sentence. But on PC console, it's already like a guaranteed separate world because it's just so different. Like it's the meta is literally entirely different. Like if you went on the console and you were like, so hand cannon meta, right? They'd be like, okay, bro.
They laugh at you.
Yeah,
Sunshot.
Put on the Sunshot on PS4. Let's see how that works out for you. Yeah, it's not going to work out at all. Whereas on PC, it's crazy good, crazy good. We're like it's like a hand cannon meta right now.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And maybe you can corroborate something for me, Fallout, because maybe I'm crazy, but it feels like I was talking to Nim about this, but you know, on console, that weird sort of cooldown period you have in between sniper rifle shots.
Sure.
It doesn't feel like that's a thing on PC. It's kind of just like snipe. You're able to jump, aim, and snipe instantly without any sort of weird cooldown. And have you ever noticed on console, when you like jump with a rocket launcher, you can't like immediately shoot. It takes a second or two before you can pull up your shots and fire.
Depends on who you're jumping with, I think.
True, that's also true.
But keep going. Keep going.
Doesn't seem to be a thing at all on PC. And I like I said, I did very light testing with this, where I was just kind of running around and trying to find all the weird differences between console and PC, and little things like that, like just being able to jump and shoot a rocket launcher that you can't really do on all classes on console, and stuff like Bloom. I kind of had a Twitch chat moment where I connected with Twitch chat for a quick moment and said, I wonder if Vicarious Visions, when they were coding all this, were like, What is this Bloom on hand cannons? That's a dumb idea. Get that out of here. What is this cooldown on air jump shooting rocket launchers? That's dumb. Get that out of here. Like, that's my new headcanon. That Vicarious Vision saw all these things and was like, that's dumb.
Cannon.
Get it out of here. Get it out of here. It's better without it. And it is. It is.
You know, we're just here on the consoles like, please bring it to us.
You know, part of me is just the happiest I am about Destiny 2 coming to PC is that a lot of the people who make noise in the community will probably cease to make noise. You know what I mean? Because like the people, like I love the PvP community for the most part. Let's put an asterisk on that sentence. They're wonderful people, but a lot of them are, I don't know. Fill in the blank. We'll do it Mad Lib style. Maybe too aggressive with their demands. Maybe too over the top, angry with you know, what they want Destiny 2 to be versus what it actually is. And now they have PC. I feel like there's no complaining grounds left for the competitive, like the hardcore competitive. Maybe there's a couple things left. You know what I mean? We can always make the game a little bit better. I mean, depending on who you ask. People want different things depending on who you ask. But yeah, dude, the console scene, if you're really competitive there and you want to enter the tournament scene, you can just hop on the PC, because we know confirmed that Bungie is giving us private matches. They confirmed it in the recent TWAB, which did we talk about that? We'll get to that.
That's where we were going.
We're going there, baby. But they confirmed
Smooth
it.
Transition.
And now that we have a game on a platform where it's like, okay, more frames, because we know this might sound really circle jerky, but more frames equals more competitive. I'm not going to get into that. Just look it up. All right, just dig into that one. Remember, Story Machine had a good thing on that. Remember, it was like, because there's more frames, you have more time to react. Because like, it's like, imagine being in a dark room where I'm turning the light on and off like 3 frames per second. You wouldn't play a competitive game like that, because you can't, like, how do you react to like, oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, but PC,
but my cinematic vision.
My visions. But yeah, I mean, Destiny 2 on PC, it's gonna be what the competitive crowd wants. That's what they want, and we're gonna have private matches. So there you go. There's your playground. Run with it, my children. Run.
Yeah.
Be free with your competitive dreams.
Yeah, 'cause you're going to be able to live them out very soon. And beautiful segue there, because we did learn about a couple of upcoming things for Destiny 2 in this week at Bungie. We actually got our first bit of information from the live team. Our good old buddy, game director Christopher Barrett, who was there basically from the start of Destiny 1, helped a lot with the live team work. I think he took point in like House of Wolves and like Rise of Iron and a lot of other things. Good to hear back from that guy. I love him. And why do you say we just jump on into it?
Let's do it.
So here's how he started things out. Hey everyone, this is coming from Christopher Barrett. We've been playing the game in the wild for 7 weeks, and like the Destiny experiences that have come before, we're always thinking about where the game is headed next. We're still planning when a bunch of the improvements listed below are going to make their way into the game, but we wanted to let you know what we're up to. So here's a short list of updates we're working on. And then what followed is basically a laundry list of things that the only way I can think of to describe it is everything you were complaining about. Everything I was complaining about, everything Tefty's beard was complaining about is on this list. And so we're going to go through it, talk a bit about what's in there, what we're excited for, and what we hope this means, because it's some good stuff in there.
Top tier
Read it,
stuff
buddy.
there.
Read it.
Top tier. So first up, new systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits. What does that sound like to you guys?
Incentive. Endgame.
Something for hardcore players to do.
Yeah.
Really signals your synapses. Yeah. So one of the number one complaints we've had, especially as in-game players, I would venture to say that everybody here is probably a 1% player when it comes to Destiny 2. Yeah, we're those guys who play way too much of this game. But a big complaint has been there's not enough for you to chase. There's not enough unique rewards out there to justify running some of that in-game content. Okay. Show of hands. Who ran the Prestige raid this week? Put your hand down. I didn't.
I haven't either.
Why? I don't.
That's
honestly, I don't intend on going into the Prestige until like the challenge modes are out.
Yeah,
and that's just so I can like make sure I get something out of it.
Yeah, that's just with the guarantee that you're going to get a drop rather than just tokens, and that's a huge thing right now. There's content to play in Destiny 2, but there's no incentive to play it. There's no incentive to go into strikes right now. There's no incentive to do the Prestige raid. There's no incentive to do the regular raid after you've run it once or twice and gotten the weapons and armor that you want from it. There was little incentive to run Iron Banner outside of getting the armor or the weapon that you wanted, and even when you tried, duplicates.
Yeah.
So that's been a really big issue with Destiny 2 right now, and that's the very first thing that the live team, that Christopher Barrett brings up and says that they're going to be addressing. New systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits. Starting off on a strong foot here. Alright, so let's move on to the next thing. Better incentives for players who complete challenging prestige activities. Now this ties back into what they just spoke about. But have you ever run the Prestige Nightfall and finished and been like, wow, that was really hard. It took a lot of time. This sucks.
That was so worth it. Yeah, that was
so
worth the like half an hour that I struggled through this with.
Yeah, or maybe multiple attempts that it took to complete it, or a full day of tearing your hair out because the Nightfall's broken in the case of Exodus Crash.
Got an awful strike.
Yeah, so they're looking at making better incentives for people completing prestige activities. Good. I need a reason to run Prestige now. I almost forgot it was a thing. Like this week, I read the normal Nightfall and then was like, oh yeah, Prestige. That's a thing. I can get a Halo or something.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we touched on in the last podcast is that a lot of the motivation to do the Nightfall back in Destiny 1 is because that was like your biggest and best chance to get an exotic.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, I'm gonna go run some heroic public events for like about an hour, and even at that, you can still get an exotic out of a normal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, Nightfall. I mean, I don't.
Why run it?
Really needed it. Yeah.
Why run it?
Yeah.
It's in the same position as strikes right now, in my opinion. Where like I rarely ever go into the strike playlist. There's just no real reason to. There's no incentive for it. Public events are they're more lucrative, and in my opinion, they're more fun. I enjoy running around and doing public events.
Public events are like the current end game. That's where you're going to get all of your stuff.
That's where the majority of content is in Destiny 2 right now, in the public events. So make more like the Hive one. That one's the best.
Yes.
Bungie, do it.
That's great.
But next up, better rewards and replay value for strikes, adventures, and lost sectors. Now, good, because replay value for strikes is, I think, at an all-time low.
It's very low, yeah.
We've already got a relatively low number of strikes. That's probably not going to improve until the DLC comes out in about a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need a reason to go back in there. Strike-specific loot.
Yep.
That's probably something there. That's
Bring
a
it,
live team invention.
Live
they
team.
know what
We
they're
need
doing.
it, baby.
Put it in there.
need it.
Put it in there.
It was interesting that they brought up better rewards and whatnot for adventures and lost sectors, because I hadn't even thought about that. Like, yeah, lost sectors are kind of like just a thing I do in between public events when I see the signal, like, oh yeah, there's a sector over here. Let me run and clean it and go to another event.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I always looked at adventures as an extension of lore, and lost sectors as a means when you're like initially grinding from like level 1 to 20.
Yeah,
that was really good for that, you know. And if I need like an extra token or two, if like I'm one token away from like my rep bar increase, and you know, I'll hit up a lost sector. But it's really, really cool that they're looking at tweaking those two activities.
Yeah. I mean, if we could get some loot that's unique to lost sectors and adventures, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And again, the live team, they're the people to do it there at Bungie. They're the ones who brought us all of that unique stuff back in D1. So down with that. Next up, this one's gonna make Fallout real happy. Private matches for the competitive community targeting early 2018.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank God.
Yeah, finally. So that's
Beautiful.
definitely something we've been waiting to hear about. We knew that it was on the list of things for Bungie to do. And so early 2018, let's hope that means real early 2018.
Yeah.
So we can get back into doing some proper testing. Right, Fallout?
Damn, Skippy.
No more matchmaking at the
No
same
more.
time.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Too much.
dealing with the
I
plebs.
don't want to deal with that shit. Keep it going, Link.
I still feel like private matches might come in with like the first DLC, because that's targeted
so?
for winter. You know,
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
You know, could be around like January,
Could be.
maybe February, extending it a little bit too far. But I feel like it's gonna come with that.
We could see they could certainly surprise us with it sometimes super early.
Yeah.
But after that, Crucible tuning like adjusted supremacy scoring and better spawning rules. Thank you. I'm pretty sure everybody here has been spawn killed a couple times in game modes, especially in Supremacy. The spawn logic can be a little wonky there.
I was really surprised. I had no idea that the crests had an influence on the spawning.
They go in and they talk about that a little bit later in here, but apparently the crests that are dropped from Guardians in Supremacy, they can affect the spawn rotation. Like, I had no idea that was a thing until they brought it up. Like,
Right?
That's really weird. So, like, does a crest just count as a Guardian? Does the game read it like that? That's super
The
weird.
game will probably read it as, you know, based on a scoring thing, so they won't spawn, you know, somebody from the opposing team close to that
Near
crest.
a crest, yeah.
Yeah.
That's super weird, but apparently it's a thing. Better incentives for completing Crucible matches and penalties for quitting competitive games.
Thank God.
Yeah, because that's a real bad thing going on right now. A lot of people quitting out of competitive.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty
annoying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. what to say. I mean, like,
Stop it.
yeah, it's just. I mean, I can't even blame people because, like, sometimes if I go into a competitive game and like one of my teammates rage quits, like if I'm going in solo, I'm probably gonna quit too. What do you want me to do? Sit in here? It's like a 3v4 or even worse, a
And get
2v4?
stomped?
Yeah. How about?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
no?
That's just not fun.
Yeah. I just,
No, Scotty.
it's just yeah. There's no. Okay, it doesn't matter. Keep going, Link. Keep it going.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Continued improvements to Iron Banner and faction rallies, including uniqueness of rewards. Oh man, you could just Who wrote this? Who wrote this Bungie update? Was it Cosmo or Deej?
I think it was Cosmo.
Whoever it was, they were told to include that specific line when it comes to Iron Banner. Make sure they know about the uniqueness of Iron Banner.
You have to use that word.
You have to use it. They're not reskins. No reskins. So yeah, that was a big complaint with the last Iron Banner. The weapons were reskins. Armor was super cool, but they were reskins. So Bungie heard you. They're going to go back to throwing chainmail on their guns and whatnot. But moving on from there, changes to make the mod economy more interesting and more impactful. This is another big thing. Certainly, we here on the Planet Destiny podcast have been bringing up for the past couple of weeks in our discussions about ways to make to make the ammo and the weapon economy a little bit different. Because of course, it looks like Bungie's going to go forward with set rolls for guns, and I think Fallout. I think you and I have discussed this mostly on the podcast the past couple of weeks. But I think that's fine if they give us a way to kind of customize those guns, customize those roles.
Yeah.
And I think the mod system could be a great way to do that. And while we don't exactly know what they're going to be doing with the mod system, they do say that they're going to be revamping it to make it a little bit more interesting and impactful in Cosmo's own words. That's good. That's something I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Y'all got any thoughts on that?
Nope.
I mean, again, that's something that we touched in the last podcast. That a lot of the armor mods, or even like some of the weapon mods, could be separated. Having like the kinetic balancing in the actual weapons instead of my gauntlets.
Yeah. Having that actually be a weapon mod.
Let us put weapon mods into the weapon.
Into weapons.
And then that'll give us a way to customize it, make it unique, and all that trash. And
I mean, go on. I could rant on about this.
It's the ultimate goal, but it's what's going to happen, man. It's what you're working towards. Just let us customize our roles. Just let us do it. It works. All right, so moving on. Ongoing improvements to exotics, including adjustments to reduce instances of duplication. Yay! I don't need any more hard lights.
No?
Thanks.
No. You sure?
I don't. My Titan doesn't need any more Dune Marchers either.
Maybe one more?
Just one more?
You sure?
Maybe.
Okay.
No.
Maybe.
No, God, no.
Keep it on the table. Think about it. Think about it.
I literally got 4 Dune Marchers straight in a row.
Love it.
I believe you.
Straight.
With the way the game works right now. But new ways to spend surplus currency and materials. Looking at you, legendary shards. That's good. Something for us to dump all of our glimmer on, other than just Banshee, because that's where all my glimmer's going. Banshee and Cade. That's basically it every single week.
How many shards are you guys holding on to by this point?
God knows, dude.
I had like 8, maybe 900, and I wasted a bunch trying to roll, or pulling exotics off of the board so that I could get gunsmith materials so that I could roll for Antiopies. Still haven't gotten them. I don't know what I left off at on console though. Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, I'm sitting at about almost like 2,000 legendary.
Good lord.
Shards.
I don't even want to look. I'll look right now.
2,000.
I might as well too. I mean, nowhere on PC, because I basically just got to in-game on PC,
right.
So I haven't done the grind up on there yet.
I have over 1,000.
Yeah,
over 1,000.
It's a surplus of shards that like everybody's just sitting on right now.
Yeah.
Yes, no surprise there. I really haven't played on PC or PS4 for the past week or so. I'm sitting at about 168, so
okay.
I've still got a fair amount.
Fair.
All right, and finally, an emote interface that allows players to equip salty, spicy ramen, 6-shooter, and flip out all at the same time. So that one thing you guys have been asking for a long time, an emote wheel, a way to change from just the standard wave and sit and whatnot. It's coming. You can equip all your favorite emotes at once. Well,
since Eververse launched.
That's probably the favorite addition by Mega Magwitch.
Oh yeah.
He's got to be really psyched about that one.
That in private matches, Mega's just like,
he's like,
right
yeah,
now.
let's go. Make some subpar content. Let's go.
Yeah.
He has more subs than me. Yeah, I saw a lot of people online hating on the emote wheel. Why you gotta be haters? Why you gotta be a bunch of fucking haters?
Just take it.
Can't you just join the happy crew? Come on, people.
I mean, that's something we've been asking for since like Destiny 1 for a long time.
Dude, I saw some people commenting like, "Wow, really? They didn't give us blank, but they're giving us an emote wheel like anyone gives a shit." It's like a lot of people give a shit. People have been talking about that for a fucking long time. Now, I do understand, to a degree, the saltiness if they left something off the list that you're still holding out for. I think there's one thing that y'all know what I'm talking about. We're all holding out for in the PvP community. Anybody? Who's going to call it? Link? Nem? Who's calling it?
No, I'm not gonna say
what
anything.
is it?
Because I don't know. This list had everything, Fallout. What are you talking about? This has had everything we want.
It's ranked and unranked. That's what the PvP community is waiting for. We're waiting for ranked and unranked. And look, I get that we're a little bummed out that they haven't mentioned it yet, because I do think that ranked and unranked play, hottest takes on the internet right here, by the way, would make the game so much more entertaining and like give PvP such a longer shelf life. Like in old school Halo, like you're playing towards getting your rank 50 or your whatever.
Yeah.
It was cool and engaging, and I think people are just kind of bummed out because we just have like the 2 playlists right now. We're just like, I just want more variety. So people were kind of salty that we're like, wow, really, they left out, whatever, but they gave an emote wheel. I can understand that we're still waiting out for some cool things on the PvP side, but come on, man, don't hate on the emote wheel. I think it's cool. I think it's a good addition.
Cool.
I want the emote wheel. Shit. You can still be holding out for ranked and unranked play and be happy about the emote wheel. You can be both of those things, all right? Shit. All right, sorry.
Yeah, but you're right. We need a ranked playlist, please, Bungie.
It would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
But yeah, so that's the list of things that that the live team is currently working to create, and we probably won't see many of these things go into action until the first DLC, which is coming out this winter. But that looks good. This is giving us not quite a roadmap, but a list of things that we can look forward to coming into the game. And thankfully, it's addressed a lot of the things that we've been screaming about for the past couple of, basically since Destiny 2 came out, and everybody hit in-game and realized, oh, there's no other reason to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I think it's a good list. I'm glad the live team's working on it. I've got a lot of faith in them. They did miracles when it came to Destiny 1 after the Taken King, and I'm really excited to see some of these things come into effect. How about you guys?
Yeah. Damn, dude, take me to the promised land, live team. Come on,
you're right.
Take me there, baby. I'm ready, with arms wide open.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that they're giving us a lot of like detail of what's going to be coming down later on in the road. Because I mean, again, this is something that was kind of like lacking back in the first few months of Destiny 1, was like any type of communication of what was going down.
Yeah.
But now we know like roughly around when the first DLC's dropping, what it might be bringing. Some of we're getting a patch this week, aren't we?
We are.
Aren't we?
We are?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
it's gonna fix a couple of PvP
1.0.6.
things.
Let's go.
Yeah, and it's they're fixing survival. They're bringing down the lives of survival from 8 to 6 as well.
Cutting down the round time limit from 3 minutes to 2.
Good.
So it's going to be a much faster game.
It took a long time.
It did.
Although that will possibly affect my ability to carry people more efficiently. Because, like, oh god, it's just I enjoy carrying people to the lighthouse or the ice house, whatever you want to call it. It's very fun. I still find it really rewarding and engaging. These past couple days with Trials being out of commission, a lot of people circle jerk on how like, oh dude, Trials so lame, whatever. I'm actually kind of missing Trials, waiting for it to come back. But it's just funny, like you're doing like a joint carry or whatever, and then I haven't died at all, like the whole round. You know what I mean? And then I'll finally die the one time, and it's like, oh, your team's out of lives. I was like, come on, man.
What happened, guys?
Save some for me, bro. Save some for me.
Yeah.
But so I think it's a good change. I know a lot of people were talking about how it's too long, it drags on, and it really does take a very long time. So
it does.
We'll see what the change is. If it's good change or bad change. Predicting it'll be a good change, but time will tell. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, the patch is of course is gonna fix bureaucratic walk, so you can't just step through walls anymore and ruin Trials for 2 weeks. But there's going to be a couple other changes to other game modes. For Clash, they're reducing the score limit from 75 to 50. For Control, they're reducing the score limit from 100 to 90. They're also going to be changing up the way the spawn logic works in Control. In Survival, we already talked about the change. You know, they're taking it from 3 minutes a round to 2 minutes, and they're reducing the life count from 8 to 6. And then for Supremacy, they've increased the score to win from 50 to 70. You'll now get 1 point for defeating an enemy Guardian, rather than just getting points for picking up crests. And, of course, we talked a bit about it before. They're going to change the spawn logic so that crests no longer influence spawn logic. And all that's going to be coming out on the patch, I want to say it's coming out tomorrow, I think. It was on the Bungie help.
Look it up. Look it up,
we're a professional show, so I'm gonna head to the Bungie help and read their tweet. Destiny 2 on PC. Oh, okay. So that's the patch for PC coming tomorrow. Okay, so expect it to come on Tuesday, as patches usually come. But yeah, good stuff. Good changes there. And that's pretty much it for all of the not so hidden goodies within the Bungie Weekly Update this week. Now, before we move on to the end of the show where we talk about questions and whatnot that you guys in the chat have, which, by the way, start posting. This is another benefit of being here for the live show. You get to pose questions to us for us to answer. I want to spend a little bit of time, just a little bit of time, talking about some hidden things that were gleaned from Destiny 2 this week. And put your spoiler headphones on if you don't want to hear light spoilers. I'm not going to get into any of the heavy stuff. But, of course, Destiny 2 came out on PC this week. I'm giving you 5 seconds. 5 seconds for you to get out if you don't want any kinds of spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything story-wise, just gameplay-wise. But 5. If you're not gone, it's your fault what happens from here on out. Sorry. But, of course, Destiny 2 came out on PC. And, of course, as is the case with PC games, they can be data mined. And we had a couple of people data mining the files within Destiny 2, and they were able to pull out some rather interesting hints towards things that are going to be coming in the future. Now, we know that there's still some content that is yet to hit the game. You can just look at the Destiny 2 database and see that. There's like over 300 classified items still in there that relate to like stuff like exotic weapon mods and whatnot. There's weapons and armor and stuff hidden in there, and that stuff is slowly being revealed within the database if you pay attention to that. But we got a lot of really interesting audio logs from the Destiny 2 game files, and some of them pretty explicitly point at some upcoming content, including stuff like returning Destiny 1 patrol spaces like the Cosmodrome. The Dreadnought is apparently coming back as a patrol space. Quiet Nim. Nobody wants to go back to that smelly tomb.
Hey, I do.
The Ishtar Sink, Mars, basically all of the original patrol world spaces from Destiny 1 might be coming back according to some of these audio files. And these audio files consist of things like audio cues from factions like the New Monarchy, the Dead Orbit, pointing you towards missions and whatnot on all of these patrol zones. There's stuff talking about story things. There's stuff talking about Osiris coming back and whatnot. That probably has a lot to do with the upcoming DLC. We know it's going to be about him. And you know what? At the risk of everybody in the Destiny community harping back to the old reused content meme, the notion of Destiny 1 patrol zones coming back, I'm completely fine with that. Same. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm fine with going back to the Cosmodrome and getting that content back in the game because I get to play it on PC.
Yes,
that's my reason. That's it.
That's a good. That's a hell of a good.
Hit
reason,
me up with the shill.
I'm excited
Bungie
too.
Shill.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, we have like a lot of these like new abilities and ways to get around and weapons and whatnot to revisit, those old areas. Which I'm at least hopeful if they do end up making a return, they'll be somewhat different at least.
Some new stuff in there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the spaces are big enough, or they can finally, have the Cosmodrome as they envisioned it back in. Original Destiny.
The 2013 trailer where it was huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, the potential's there.
Yeah, it is. And kind of maybe it's just a weird point, but kind of at this point in Destiny 2, I'll take any content right now. But it's not just old patrol zones that are coming back. We're apparently getting a patrol zone on Mercury that's probably going to be coming in the DLC. We're getting a patrol zone in Ganymede. Well, hold on, I shouldn't say we're getting. These audio files hint at us getting that kind of stuff. And if you guys are paying attention to the Planet Destiny YouTube channel, we put up a video playing some of these audio logs. Some of them are pretty direct. Like there was a question of whether or not some of this was leftover stuff from the development of Destiny 2 or from Destiny 1. Some of these audio logs are pretty direct in their referencing. It's pretty obviously stuff that's for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And it references a lot of new content as well as a lot of returning content like Prison of Elders, which is odd because I think Cosmo came out a couple of weeks ago and said that, yeah, Prison of Elders isn't a thing in Destiny 2. And some of these audio logs directly refer to it and what you're doing in the Prison of Elders, so...
I mean, they've done, yeah, they're really good at least trying to cover up a lot of these leaks. Because remember back when the first few concept arts for Destiny 2 came out, where it was like all of the Guardians using their new abilities, but they were all covered in fire and whatnot.
Yeah,
Urk was just like, it's just concept art, man. Just don't look too into it.
It's not real.
Yeah. So I mean, they like to cover their stuff real well, but. You know, that those audio files are pretty straightforward.
They're pretty straightforward, and of course, none of it could happen. None of this stuff could happen. But it was just really interesting that those game files are there, and they do, it's fully voice acted stuff that directly references bits that look like future content. So I think it's certainly interesting, and I wouldn't be mad to see some of that content coming back. Maybe it means we'll get more old PvP maps back, like Rusted Lands.
You know, at a stretch, I could maybe justify that content being there, because didn't Destiny 2 also go through like some kind of like reboot during its development process, which is...
I know they had to... Something happened that caused them to delay the game, because remember, it was supposed to launch around the time we got Rise of Iron.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had to push it back for an extra year, so it's very likely, man. It's very likely. Yeah.
So... fingers crossed, though. I would love to see those spaces back, bigger and better than before.
And also Sparrow Racing League. Where is it? They directly talk about it in those audio files. They talk about Marcus Wren and SRL coming back. They talk about you competing. Dude, Fallout, SRL on PC.
Bro, I'm going to be the champion. No one can outrace me. All right? Yeah. Look, the only reason I didn't win that SRL tournament that Crucible Radio held back when, I was on my track to the grand finals. I was almost in the fucking final bracket, man. I was taking that last turn, and that chump fucking collided with my Sparrow, and he totally Mario Karted me, bro. Dude, I am tier 1. Get at me on the track. I will race you. I'll race you, your mother, your sister, your brother, your best friend down the street. I'll race anybody. All right, sorry.
I am the greatest.
Anybody.
That was just a bit of interesting stuff that I thought was worth bringing up on the podcast.
It was.
Gives a little bit more of a look for something to come in the future.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys think it's time for questions?
Very quickly, sure. Let's do some quick questions.
Very quickly. We've got a couple minutes.
Do we?
A couple minutes to do. Just a few.
Sorry. Okay, I got one earlier from Bipolar Bloodlust. He said, "Have you experienced much lag on PC?" Well, Bungie, in their infinite wisdom, have done this thing where in PvP you can't see the connection bar of your enemies. You can't see, because of course that would encourage toxicity. So you got to take it out. Put it in, Bungie! God damn it! I want to know who on my team, who on the enemy team is lagging. I want those names of those son of bitches. I want to know where they live. I want to send them mail. Be like, fix your goddamn connection, you red barring piece of crap. Obviously not that much, but yeah, I've had a little bit of lag on PC. Not too much, but like every now and then in PvP, you'll be like, wow, that Titan, like you'll be fighting someone and the Titan will be like, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, okay, watch out for that Titan specifically, only him, because he's lagging. Everyone else is great. That Titan's being a little fuck. I wish I could know who exactly is lagging. These people need to be called out, all right? Don't protect the laggers, Bungie. Don't protect them.
Well, I mean, you can't. Got to be careful. You're not allowed to hook any sort of overlay or ping bar. You might get banned.
Oh. Anyway,
crazy. But yeah, I've dealt with lag on in PvP on the PC, and it's not too widespread right now. Most games are pretty smooth, but yeah, I'd say the same as you every now and again. A thing to notice about PvP is you want to keep your frame rate stable. Because if you're dropping to like 40 into the sub 30s while you're playing, that puts you at a distinct disadvantage against other people. But you mix that in with lag, and you create some kind of crazy situations out there. But yeah, every now and again I run into lag. But there's no ping bar, and Bungie needs to change that. I need to be able to shame on stream.
Get that guy.
I got one from Aaron MT. He says, question, on PS4 for voice everyone joins party chat. What does the PC version have? Anything with the Battle.net client? Well, of course, if you're on PC, you can use third-party stuff like Discord or Skype or whatnot. Use Discord over Skype. Skype sucks.
Skype's terrible.
But yeah, Destiny 2 does have a built-in voice chat feature, which, curiously enough, is automatically turned on when you start the game. So if you've got a microphone hooked up to your PC and Destiny recognizes it, it'll just turn your microphone on, and you have to go into sound to turn it off. And basically the game starts everybody with voice chat on, so if you're in a public zone and somebody's got their mic on, you're going to hear them. I didn't realize it when I was playing the game on day one. I was streaming, and I'm just in there, commentating and dropping bars and talking to chat, and I'm in a public zone, and I just see people stop and kind of look at me and walk up to me, and I'm like, what are you looking at, bro? Oh. Oops. So yeah, there is a voice option built into Destiny 2 that you can just turn on, turn off, and there's an option there to make it play sort of like the console version where you can toggle in and out of party chat. You can do push to talk and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all there.
That's cool.
The Schmuck. Great name. Says, what do you think is a reasonable time frame for some of these fixes they're working on? Now, I specifically wanted to answer that one because quite likely most of the changes, like we said before, probably aren't going to come until the first DLC drops. I think that would probably be the most reasonable time frame. We'll be seeing most of these things go into effect when the I think the speculated name for the DLC is Curse of Osiris. When that comes out in a little over a month and a half or so. We're also going to be getting the Dawning event coming back during that time period. So that's probably when we'll be seeing most of those changes. All right. Anybody else got a good one?
No,
I don't think so.
I see the Nim face in there pulling a story. What's up, man? Did they speed up the grenades and abilities on PC from Zach? No, cooldowns are virtually the exact same. Remember, most of the game is basically the exact same, but between console and PC. It's just some of the minor, major differences between frame rate and what that does for the game. But stuff like cooldown, that's all the same.
Nice.
Yeet.
Well done, boys.
There's no difference there. So,
I think we're good.
That a good enough stopping point for you?
I think it is.
Let's do it. Take us away.
All right, I got to do that whole spiel. I don't even have my script. It doesn't matter. Freeballing it right now. All right, everybody. That's our show. Thank you very much for joining us, but don't go anywhere because at the end of the show, we like to raid somebody on Twitch. So you can tell me in the Twitch chat right now who you would prefer that we would raid at this moment. Favorite streamer, if they're on right now, let us know who it is. In the meantime, while you're doing that, be sure to check all of us out on our own individual channels and projects. We have me over at youtube.com/falloutplays and twitch.tv/falloutplays. We have The Black Link. You can check him out on youtube.com/thebblacklink. And we got Nem. You can check him out on twitch.tv/nemplays. The man, the myth, the legend himself. And thanks for joining us here. We love all you people. Be sure to come back next week. We do the Planet Destiny podcast live every weekend, Sunday night on Twitch, 10:30 p.m. EST, 7:30 p.m. PST. Wherever else you are in the world, figure that out on your own. Thanks for
Google is your friend.
Thanks for being here with us. Love you all. Have a great night, and we'll catch you all next time.